Welcome to the Urban Homesteading Do-It-Yourself channel. We are glad we have you here. If this is your first visit, please do look around. We have organized our videos that are approaching 300 in playlists, and we are confident you're going to find something you enjoy and find useful. If you've been here before but you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell button to be notified whenever we have new content. We do create new content every Wednesday and Sunday, or midweek and the weekend. Sometimes we post a little earlier, but you will always know when we put a new video up. Today we thought to do another useful project, and that is to create coasters. Our cost for creating these coasters is under $1. We went out to one of our favorite stores and we bought a piece of scrap wood for 95 cents. Should I see? So we are, ignore that, that was a test cut to see how wide my blade cuts. So we transform something like this into coasters. And again, in our case, and in most hardware stores, if you go, sometimes they can even give you offcuts for free, but you can go to wood that it is cut for another customer in the sorter, and you can buy it very cheaply. In our case, we paid, was it 95 cents? We paid 95 cents for the wood we purchased to make the coasters. So stick around. I forgot something, and that is, if it is your birthday, happy birthday to you. You see, I remember. Stick around and we're going to show you how we take something like this and make beautiful and functional coasters.
This edge is pretty good, but I would need to turn the piece to be able to get that. I mean, I can eat away some more with the bit itself, but this is pretty decent.
Okay.
And then you would just use a little bit of fine grit sandpaper to sand that out.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if we can use the handheld Dremel and
Maybe, yeah.
with
Let's try it. So I think that's pretty good. It cleans up the edges. There's a couple spots that I still need to hit with a plunge router because the sander can't get there. And then we'll just need to have another sander like for the bottom part, but I think that's doable.
Okay. And all we did is cut our piece to the correct dimension width-wise, right? Mm-hmm. And we're hoping to get about four or five from each, yeah.
And are you going to cut it off to show to the squares?
I was thinking to do this first and then cut the squares. What do you think? Because it will be harder to hold this little square here. What we're doing?
Okay, so this is our template that we're using, our example. We're lining it up with the board, and then I'm going to make a mark here so that we can then line up our keyhole saw in the center of this piece to know that that's our...
Okay, well, do it for the next and the next and the next.
But when we cut, we have to allow for the width of the blade, remember?
Yeah.
So is that about right, you think?
Yeah. We're going to get 4 out of this piece of wood, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we have put a stop here on our press, so we have the depth that we want for our pieces, and we're going to make 4 holes.
And we set it here with these screws by rolling them down once we have reached the depth that we wanted against our board by having this all the way down.
Of course, it will be different on each drill press. That is how our drill press works. Drill press works. This is the way you can put a stop. You know, different ones will have a different way.
And of course, we also raise the plate so that the board will be resting where we want it to.
So does that look approximately?
Well, let me set it.
Okay. And if you want, we can actually use the clamp to hold it.
Yeah, but we probably will need to.
Okay, you can start if you're recording. Ready? Sorry. I'm just trying to see that we're... Okay. That happened only because the thing moved. Okay? Am I there? Okay. That went very fast. Okay. And we have very nice defined 4 holes that will be the basis of our coasters. Does it look good? Okay. Cool. Okay, and we're making a small mark, and I'm going to check it against all 4 circles. There is good, right? There is good. There is good. And that's good. So we have a general idea of how we're going to cut this. So the plugs will come off and we're going to be left with the 2 pieces that then we're going to glue together. Together forever. Okay. Trying to decide if I should change my blade to something smaller or not, but we'll see what we decide. Right now, I don't know what the correct way is here. And I put that here to keep it open, so it will not close on us, so we'll see. Ready?
Pop, the other 2 are right at the edge.
Okay, we can use, yeah, they're very, very close. We can use a little, a small chisel, or just force it.
Well, I was just taking it easy and seeing.
Okay, it's just a sliver. These were perfect, right?
Families, yeah.
So should we use then the little Dremel to...
Sand it out, yeah.
Yeah. Where is it?
It's there.
Okay, in an operation like this, you can see we were right, like just a hair off, but that caused the last 2 circles to be only halfway through.
Well,
Even though I did took care to put a splint on top, so it will not do that. But we're going to do a very light pass with the sander, right?
yeah,
Ready?
yeah.
It needs to be plugged in,
Yes, it does. I was trying to unplug things so we wouldn't.
so it will come on immediately.
So we weren't.
Yeah, it's just a sliver, so it's not hard to do it, right?
This thing just doesn't work.
Yeah, he wants you to be totally perpendicular. No up and down at all. Fix it if you fix it.
It's fixed.
I think it's ready.
Yeah.
All right, so the next step is we're going to glue them and then we're going to cut them because it will be easier to do it all in once, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you want to do the gluing?
Can you get a cloth so I can get any that comes out?
Do you want to put weights or clamp?
Well, probably weights is better in this instance because they're such small sides to them. Don't you think?
Sure. You get some weights.
And using the very sophisticated tool of my finger to spread out the glue. Okay.
Okay, lighten up, lighten it up, line it up. Actually, I think we'll use this. Get it lined up.
Yeah. It's really lined up.
Okay, then we can put a bit clamp here. Do we have something to clamp there? There.
I think that's a good clamping.
Okay, that way.
That's better. Okay. And then I still want to wait on top of that.
You aim still.
Yeah, I might get another towel to put under that weight.
Because we won't be able to see if it is aligned.
It's lined. It's as lined as it's getting.
That looks fine. So you want to put both here, or you want to put two weights?
Okay.
And this is tight, right?
I was thinking here and here, so get another towel, please. Because then it applies the weight evenly. Clamp for a minimum of 30 minutes. So, have a
All
little
right.
bit of time.
So now we have to wait for 30 minutes for the glue to
So,
allow us to continue working, and then we're going to cut them to the correct dimension and probably finish it with a little linseed oil. I think I like this look.
well, we'll have to sand the edges a little bit to finish them up. But,
Oh yeah, that's not the problem. Other than we need to take the sander from there and put it here.
yeah. Well, maybe.
No, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks. Got everything right. That was perfect. But that seems to be off. Or am I off?
Well, it's a little bit off, but remember I was trying to adjust.
Yeah, see, we have been too close. I mean, it's perfect now. And that seems good. What do you think?
Yeah.
So we have our 4 pieces ready. They need a little bit of finishing. We're going to round the edges off and make sure that they're right and smooth. And then I think we decided we're going to just use some linseed oil to finish them. All right?
That's what you decided. Yeah.
Okay, what do you prefer?
I would prefer some sort of stain or something, but
Whatever you prefer. I don't want to blow. I'm going to do it here. Okay. You can stop. You can see the... And as you can see, you cannot even see the connection point, so... Okay. All right, friends, and we are almost done. As you can see, we went from a plank like this that we purchased for 95 cents to 4 beautiful coasters, and we still have to finish them, and we're going to show you that, of course. And this experiment, we actually like this method, but for some reason the bit we purchased did not want to cut correctly. But if you don't have the ability to create it this way, definitely using a router is an option that you can exercise. So we are very pleased with the outcome. And again, we don't have as much waste. This board is a little longer than the one we use actually, because our waste was this. And a more small sliver, which I don't know where I put on the side. So out of the whole board that we use, this is our waste. As you can see, this is not a wasteful project.
And the cutouts, which we're going to do something else with.
Yeah, that's why I don't consider that a waste, you know. This is actually very neat. And we're going to keep them because I keep everything.
Well, we're going to use them for a future project.
But, I mean, look at that. That just by itself has character. I mean, you can put it and put something on it and display it, you know. So this is a good project. And now we're going to show you how we're going to finish them. Okay, and here are 4 coasters. And we decided to finish them using linseed oil. Again, even technically food will not touch them. We do want to protect them from water. They are coasters after all. We don't want the wood to rot. And linseed oil is a very good protector against moisture because it is hydrophobic.
It's scared of water.
It is scared of water, yeah. Someone on the internet called it hydroelectric.
It's fun.
It is not hydroelectric.
No, pour some directly on it.
You know, I am trying to record.
I understand. Maybe you shouldn't be right up on it when trying to record.
And as always, it brings the stain very nicely out.
The grain.
The stain and the grain. It has been a long day, folks. You know, we're tired. But I must say that the project ended up looking very nice.
Yeah.
So we're going to finish all of them the same way. And we are going to be back when we are done. I mean, you know.
Yeah. It's just all of them will have the same finish, so we'll come back.
So you can see the difference. The 2 bottom ones do not have the oil on them, and the 2 top ones do. And you can see the nice grain. The grain comes out very nicely with the linseed oil. And again, every time you use linseed oil, you have to reapply it once a year, but that's the only maintenance required. And we're about to finish strong now, right?
Yeah.
Does it absorb a lot of oil?
It does. They're
dry?
pretty dry. They're pretty dry, so when I was initially being kind of judicious about it, it was obvious it wasn't enough, so.
Now, using the same technique, you can use some other woods like mahogany or poplar or woods with more pronounced grain and have really stunning results. This for us was a proof of concept, that's why we tried 2 different methods. And for our purposes, I think it worked pretty well.
Yeah. Definitely would make a really nice gift for someone, a housewarming gift even. Someone moving into a new place, right?
Or a nice thing for you to sell if you want to create a small business on the web. you can create a production out of them, right? Cut. If you do the steps at the same time, so you don't have to reset the machine.
Yeah.
Like we could have cut 5 or 8 boards
Yeah.
at the same time. So this is something that can be scaled as a project to easily create a
And
lot.
while we did have the uniformity of the circles by using the keyhole saw, they're not exactly centered. We eyeballed that, and then also when rounding off the corners, those aren't exact either, but it gives it a little more character as well as a handmade item.
Right, and that's the idea. Is we don't aim to make something that looks like a machine made it. We aim to make something that looks good, and like in this example here, I like the imperfections.
I love this. I really love this. I wish more of them had that just as some extra character
Right.
to it.
But as you know, I always like imperfections in the wood.
And this is nice too.
I think
It's
it
got the
gives,
little-
yeah, I think it gives character. But this is the project, and we reach the end of our construction. All right, friends, and we are reaching the end of our episode today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I think it was a fun project to do. You can easily do this project in one afternoon, and it is fairly inexpensive. You could even use scraps. We just didn't pay. We didn't spend a lot of time looking for our scrap pile, through our scrap pile, but we chose to go and buy the wood. But it is an easy project to make, and you don't need too much equipment. And really, it is not something that requires an amazing amount of skill. So a beginner woodworker should be able to do this project. Don't you agree? Well, we appreciate if you reach the end of this episode. We appreciate that you're still here with us. Thank you for your support throughout last year and this year so far. If you did like this episode, please smash that like button. If you didn't, the other button works as well. Share, comment, like, and subscribe. And from the Garage Wizard and Elpida, we bid you a great week. We will see you Wednesday.